Okie dokie, boat lovers. Hopefully you can see me there, I think you can. So I'm doing that aft cabin, or exterior aft cabin, and I'm also doing all the hatch lids. I've done a good primer coat on all of these, and I've given everything a sand and a dust off. So now I'm just going to mix up this exterior enamel top coat. It's a low gloss, or semi-gloss they call it, and get these ones done. And then I'm going to whiz down to the back of the boat where the aft cabin is and get that all painted. So I'm going to use my little whiz bang stirrer today. This doesn't really work with the undercoat because the undercoat's really thick, so you use a paddle for that. But I think this paint should be thin enough for this to work. We'll see. Hello boat lovers, welcome aboard. I'm Steve and I'm single-handedly building Dragonfly. She's a 53 foot or 16.2 metre flat bottom wooden riverboat. She includes twin outboards, aft cabin, galley, a saloon, wheelhouse, separate head and shower, and a centerline queen double up front. She's specifically designed for the sheltered and inland waters of the River Murray here in South Australia. Join us each week to watch the mayhem and madness of one man and his rescue dog building a massive 53 foot flat bottom wooden riverboat. Have a shot at it. I'll probably have to mask up today because I've got a feeling this will be quite smelly, this gear. So be lucky enough that I won't be talking to you too much. Alright, let's get this a little bit of a stir. Hopefully this mix is alright. Yep. A balancing act here, juggling act. Yeah, that's mixed really well. I tried to use it on the undercoat, but it was just too thick. So, as I say, I just used a flat paddle for that. Right. Actually, it doesn't smell too bad, this paint. I was expecting it to be really much stronger than what it is.
I've been drinking all night, I'm so weary. The moon's shining bright, the day's receding. The dogs are hungry now, they need feeding. When you're coming home, I need you near me.
In earlier videos, you probably saw me using a DeWalt thicknesser. That was borrowed from a friend of mine. And I always wanted a thicknesser. I couldn't really justify getting one because I didn't have, a really big need for one. And so I got away with just using my bench saw to cut pieces of timber down and all that sort of thing. But finally, doing the strip plank flooring, that was reason enough for me to go and buy the little thicknesser that I did. I think it's a Ryobi or an Ozito or something, only a cheapie, but it is doing a fantastic job, and it's so nice to be able to put those strip planks through the thicknesser and have everything come out, exactly the same. It's so much more accurate than using the bench saw, and I'm kind of a bit cross with myself that I didn't buy one earlier because I could have used it for so many things. So I've got one now, and I would say in a couple of days' time, when all this painting's finished, I will be putting all these timbers, I don't know if you can see them from that camera angle, but on the floor there I've got all these packs of kapur. Shouldn't really do this with my painting hands, but I'll just flick this around. All that timber there, that is my strip planking floor. Well, it's going to be my strip plank floor once I put it together. I'll pop this back up here. Hopefully you guys can get a bit of a view from what I'm doing. Get my ugly noggin out of the camera lens. There we go. All right, well those hatch lids are done. I'm going to, as I move the camera and all the gear, I've got the bench seat tops to do in the wheelhouse, so I'll do those first, and then I'm going to get down to the exterior aft cabin and get all that done. So off we go. Just heading up into the wheelhouse. So say we can get those lockers done. Turn the camera around so you can see where I'm painting. A little bit dark in here. All right. So I sanded all this morning, dusted everything off, blew the dust out, so we should be good. Should be able to get another coat on this tomorrow, which will finish everything off. That'll be good. Yeah, I'm surprised this paint doesn't smell much at all. The little Maple's been a bit nuts today. She's been improving with her attitude with people. The pool guy came today and Maple went crazy for about 10 minutes and she settled down. He didn't seem to mind, so. One of the reasons I'm building this boat is because we like the river, and we had a houseboat for a while. It was okay, but it was so slow. By the time you head off to a really nice destination, you know, it takes all day to get there, and then you spend the night and then spend all the following day coming back again. Whereas most houseboats in Australia, anyway, the pontoon style big houseboats, generally speaking, you will only get about 4 knots chuffing along the river. And I'm hoping that with this boat, being a long skinny girl, that we're going to get a minimum of 6, and maybe even 8 or 9 knots if we're lucky. But I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch. Anything over 6 or 7 knots would be fantastic. Okay, that's done. Let's head down to the exterior aft cabin. Camera and paintbrush and roller in hand. Here we go. Alrighty, we'll get stuck into this. Hello again, boat lovers. Let's get some lights going here. Alright, well, since the last part of the video that showed me putting all the undercoat on, well, since then I have put 2 top coats on, and the moment that I've been waiting for right now is to take the masking tape off. And I'm not in my work clothes, I'm in a clean shirt, but I don't think I'll get any paint on me. Fingers crossed I can keep myself clean. Let's get the tape off in here in the wheelhouse to start with. There's the bench seats. It's had a couple of hours to dry, so it should come off okay. Alrighty. It's Friday today and on the boat before the weekend. I think I've said before, I try not to work on the weekends if I can avoid it. Sometimes there'll be a job where I kind of have to, but can't work all the time. So I definitely try and have my weekends free if I can. All right, let's head to the piste de resistance, the outdoor aft cabin. Here we go. I have to say, it looks pretty nice with the second top coat. I don't think I'm taking this off too early. I finished painting a couple of hours ago. Oops. Don't get paint on your good shirt, that's what I've been told. Looking quite good there actually. Yeah, I've gone through so many sets of clothes. You know, when you're using epoxy, just can't help it. Just get epoxy on things, and of course it sets hard, and then it tears whatever clothes you're wearing, and after a while you just have to replace things. But I'm looking forward at the end of this build to getting my pile of epoxy ridden, torn, dirty old work clothes and throwing them out. It's going to be quite a momentous occasion. Maybe I'll do that on launch day, providing the boat floats. Otherwise I'll have to keep the clothes and do some rebuilding. I'd already changed out of my work clothes and freshened up, but I wanted to come and take the masking tape off. And well, I'm not going to go and put all my dirty clothes and things on just to take the tape off. And let's just say I did get an interesting look as I walked past my wife in my good clothes, and she just said, "Ah, taking the masking tape off, are you?" And I just said, "Yes." So far, so good. No paint on the shirt. I'm sure any of you boat builders out there will empathise with me that I've destroyed many handkerchiefs. At some point we haven't got a cloth or something, get your handkerchief out, use that. But I have managed to hang on to my good clothes and only destroy work clothes at this stage. Oh, that looks so good. Whew. That does look good. Oh. I should have done a close-up of peeling that back. That looked great. Alrighty, let's have a look at these edges. Here we go. Hopefully we can, there we go. Looking nice and crisp. And then the same here, this one. Nice crisp edges around there. A bit of close up. So that's not too bad. So tiny bit of feathering, but not bad. At the end of the day, I'm not trying to make a showboat. You know, I'm not trying to make something that's where everything's perfect. I want this to be nice and relaxed, user friendly, and that's my excuse for my work not being perfect. All right, folks, I'm going to make my way inside. A little bit of paint on my hand there, but not on the shirt. That's it from me for today. Being Friday, I'm going to have tomorrow and Sunday off, and then come Monday when I come back in here, I'm going to give everything a bit of a clean up, get stuck into sanding the floor, and start putting this strip plank flooring down. Wow, can't believe it. What progress, amazing. So I did do all the lids for these. I think I showed you the other day. So there's all the hatch lids. Again, I put a second coat of the enamel on those this morning, and I'm not going to sit them in place yet because I'll give this paint at least a couple of days for the paint to really dry off and harden before I sit those in place, because if not, you know, the paint will stick to itself. So it was dry enough to take the masking tape off, but I wouldn't be having one painted surface touch the other. I'd give it a good 2 or 3 days to really dry out and harden off. And then being enamel, we shouldn't have any issues. Woohoo! Done for another week. Okay, all done for boat building for the week, and got a weekend to chill out. Hey boat lovers, thank you very much for watching. The subscriber numbers are going up, which is fantastic. That's thanks to you lot. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. It's free and it really helps me progress along with it. I look forward to catching you guys all again next week back in the boat shed. Until then, stay safe, and I'll see you in about a week. Bye.